this variable that I set is going to take the place of every object in this list or whatever, right? So I always have a hard time. Can I just like write it? Or
sure.
So right, you have your like group, right?
Are you talking about making like a brand new like an object in Python? The way they talk about objects in Python, like where you have.
I don't really think so. It's not really just specific to Python. It's more of just a concept that's
okay.
in my head. So like say it's list dot length and then I++, whatever, right? And then we have this. So if I say this list that I let this list, see this is the problem right here. This list that I, right?
Mm-hmm.
Equal, I don't know, something. So when I feel like when I'm trying to set a variable and like this new one, I have this list that I, if I keep, I feel like this will create the same variable every time. Like,
oh, I see what you're saying. It does. If you put let.
If you put let in there, yeah, you're going to overwrite it every time.
Yes. You get the same variable, and
yeah.
I don't know if it takes. In C, it takes the same memory space. I don't know about JavaScript, but that specific memory address will be reused.
Right. So.
But if you don't put if you take the let off, each time it goes through the loop, and at the end of it, you put a plus. Like it's going to say, okay, go to the next thing first, and then create the next one.
But see, I want a new variable each time, and so
that's where you put at the end of your thing. You know the I++. Mm-hmm. That tells, but then at the end of your loop, hit okay, go to the next card. The plus, like.
Okay,
I don't know.
Increment. You're talking about increment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand the increment, but like I'm saying, even if I increment this, right? How can I change this name of list each time? Like, I always think of this. I have a list, right, and it will be called list, right? It will be called list, but I don't want to just. If I just have a variable that's called list on each iteration, I want to create a new variable on each iteration. This is going to be the same thing, and it's just going to get overwritten and overwritten. And I feel like
why does it need a new name? You're saying it needs a new name?
Yeah. How else will I identify this new variable? Like
you want to. You wouldn't want to assign. I don't know what scenario you would want to create a new variable for each time you're looking for an iteration. When you
think about it like this, like. We're looking for occurrences, right? So on each iteration, I would want to. I know what you mean. Like,
I think I know what you mean.
Grab this variable and like keep a hold of that. You know?
Let's see what happens. Let me go through it and see if it answers your question.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
No. I think I'm glad you did that because now we can kind of understand where you're coming from. And then let's see if this helps. All right, I'll be honest with you. When we get to line 17, I'm going to have to start Googling because I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do that. But let's at least get this going, okay?
The entries does you wonders.
What'd you say?
The entries will do you wonders.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's at least get this first part done. Let's get this. We need to build the object, right, with our key value pairs in it. So let's come up here and so I'm just going to follow my pseudocode right down the line. So line 8, create an empty object. Cool. I'm going to call it const. Let's call it occurrences equals an empty object. Cool. Let's also create a answers array, even though we won't really be doing much with it right now. Cool. So I want to loop through my array. I'm just going to use a for loop for that for now. Cool. And then, so let's look at my if statement right here. So if the element is in the key, if the element is a key in the object, we just +1 it. So how can I check if it exists?
Wait, say it again.
How do I check if this, if occurrences has a key? Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, how do I just get the value out of the array? We might not need this variable. We can probably get rid of it in a minute, but I'm just going to put it there. I like to be clear. So that's my value. So now I want to say if, and what I really want to put here, like the value is already in occurrences, right? What did you say?
That's it. Could you imagine if you called that?
Yeah, someday. Like we're getting, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I did it the opposite way, so I'm not with my if and else flipped. So I did it for if not occurrences bracket value bracket, and then basically if it didn't exist, it just split back, gave me a false statement, which should be a true statement. So then I could
Cool.
so I don't know if you take the not off, if that'll work.
Pretty sure it will. Pretty sure we can just do this, right? So did
basically,
we
if you look for something that doesn't exist,
talk about
then it
truthy and
comes back
falsy?
either, like,
We're aware of
back
truthy and falsy?
Basically,
Did not
just
not
give
of
treat
not of
something like
undefined.
undefined.
No.
So essentially what will happen is it's gonna, if there is a value here, it will return truthy, right? Which means it'll run my if statement. If there's no value here, it'll return undefined, which is considered falsy, which will skip my if statement. Does that make sense? Please ask the question if it doesn't make sense. So basically, like it'll look to see if the value is there. Yeah. If it isn't, then it will skip and go to my else, which we will write in a second.
I wonder if,
So if it's here, I just want to do occurrences. Basically, I want to do this exact same thing. Plus equals 1. Else, I want to just do occurrences equals 1, right? Because now I've seen it, and I've seen it at least one time. Cool? All right, this is all I know how to do. So we are about to print our object. So then let's console.log occurrences. Thank you. And then let's get a full one of these. Let's get one with, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just write this one. And it's called calculate mode? Yes. Okay, cool. So let's run this and see what our object looks like. Cool. Can everybody see that? So we have 1, 1, 2, 1, and then 3 occurred twice. That makes sense? So the next thing we need to do is what's the best way to do this?
Can you go back up to your code up top for a second?
Yep. I might just do it.
To give 3 as the value, key value pair in that.
How did it know to give 3?
Yeah, it's a key value pair. Like you're not naming the key, you're naming the value, or you're naming the value to have the key, I guess.
Well, no. So we're
it doesn't have
value is a bad variable name. Value is a terrible variable name. So let's change this to array.
Oh, it is different.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
Array.
I was like, wait, hold on.
No, you're right. You're right. That is a terrible. So this is my element from the array, right? And I'm setting it as the key.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes much more. I was like,
Yeah. No, that was a terrible name. Terrible name.
I thought that the key value pairs had to be in like a string form.
They do that. It's gonna work.
No, it just worked. Like it ran.
Wait. So
It just turned them into strings.
So it'll
just
I don't have
convert
to
them
input
to
them in
strings.
strings. It
Just
doesn't look like
convert
I
them
did
to
this. That's so great. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And that was for the other time.
Can we erase that space between the I plus plus plus? It's driving me nuts.
Oh, my bad.
It's driving me nuts. I don't know why I ran. But
I don't know why I ran either.
See, it won't do that.
Okay, so now we have this. The next thing we need to do is we need to loop through this object and somehow figure out basically what is the highest value. I'm gonna do a quick Google and say.
Yeah. And I looked like not too hard, but did look, and there was like very bad answers. How to do this. Actually, you can add to that little with well,
Let me see what the
like
highest
I really
value.
want to put my name to what I did. Oh man, like, I was so happy with it. I was burning that.
Yeah, it looks like we might just want to loop through the keys. Yeah. Well, I think what we're gonna have to do, just for a quick and dirty solution, there might be a more elegant one. I'm gonna loop through. So now at this point, I want to loop through my object, and I'm just gonna keep track of what is the highest value I've seen, right? And so like, because I also want to make sure for where's 1. So like, if I get to 1 and the value of that is 2. Then I'm just going to say, okay, that's the highest one I've seen. And then when I get to 2, if it's greater than, I'll replace my highest value. But if it is, wait, that doesn't work.
You can find the highest and then loop through it again and see all matching keys and then add it to array that way. You could just find the highest and loop through it again.
Find the highest.
Most.
You find a max. Not most.
Yeah, I wish. Can I get the max value from my object? Well, hold on, let's Google a little bit more and see if we can get a max value from our object.
Yeah, you can keep track of the max.
In the little, just have an extra variable.
Right, that's, and just keep updating it.
Yeah.
And then use the original array as keys.
Right.
Yeah.
And the object.
Oh, most of the mode. Yeah. No, there was no. I mean, well, yeah, that's actual mathematical functions.
That's just a way to
But
find
as
the
far as
max
coding,
value.
I don't think there's not mode. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
You can create a dot mode.
All right, let's try it this other way. Let's try it. So help me write the pseudocode for this.
What are you doing for this?
Okay, so now I need to find, hold on, come back to me. Come back. All right, so we need to find the highest value, highest values from our key value pairs now that we have, right? So if we are looping through my object, if I now loop through, I'm just gonna say loop object. What am I checking at each point of this loop? The value. And I want to say if value, what?
Well,
I would
you want to
create
set a value.
I would set a variable.
Yeah.
And set it to 0, right?
Yep.
And if value is greater than variable, set. And your value is greater than max, set max the value, and just loop through that. And if it's equal, you're gonna have to add the key to this object.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to loop twice the way we're doing it right now.
But you can
There's
actually
no other way to
add
do it.
No, I would say just add it to the, it's just add a statement. I don't think you would have to.
If you create the max variable.
That's a great idea.
previous loop,
This is a great idea. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add to this and keep track of max as we go through, right? So we can put max. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can say let max val equals 0, and then let's see.
right below the +1.
Right here, we can say if Occurrences. I cannot type today. You also tell I've been sick all weekend. Sorry. Let's say it. This is kind of gross, but it should work. Yeah? Do we like this? So we're doing two things as we go through, right?
Oh, it needs a.
It needs what?
It needs a conditional. So you're dealing with the actual max. Because you might, because that the way you have it right now, it's just going to end up with the last
I'm sorry.
added array. Yeah.
I get what you mean. Cool. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So now we're doing two things at once. Is everybody clear on what's going on here? This is nice. So we don't have to loop again. So now we just need to loop one more time. And down here we're going to say, wait, am I in the right place? So now this is pretty easy. I can say for key in occurrences, if occurrences at key is equal to max, basically, right? Yep. Answer dot push the key, right? Cool. And then down here, return answer.
Can you scroll up real quick at the on the code to the loop?
Let's run this and see what happens.
Okay.
It won't work for an array of, an array of one thing. Because it'll sign it in else, and then it won't track. Yeah, will it work for an array of one thing? Because we're only setting max value.
Well, let's run it and see. Let's run it and see.
We change the max value to 1.
Something like that.
And now it's just an array of nothing.
Yeah, we can adjust for. This doesn't run at all.
Yeah, I don't think you can loop through objects.
No,
I just
you gotta.
I was hoping it worked.
You got to make a regular loop and then use the original array as the keys.
You can't just loop through an object.
I wish that this loop is so easy.
You're just using.
No. Here. You can't. I just have. It hates this. You can do it.
Can?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought maybe I messed up. I don't know.
Object.keys.
There you go.
No,
I forgot the parentheses, so that was one thing because I was thinking of Python, and then I also had a bunch of random pseudocode at the bottom.
Oh,
yeah, I thought I could.
Cool. So it worked for that one. Let's test. Let's test one with 2.
Okay, I need to remember that.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
Makes
a lot.
life easier.
Holy crap! Yeah.
He's just looking through it regularly.
Yeah.
You try an array of one.
Just Python with some.
Yeah. Let's try this one, and then we can also do. It worked for that one too. For an array of 1, just returned 1. Let's make sure it's not like. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Cool.
Awesome.
We did it as a group. I'm really proud of us. Let's come back at 9:55.
Cool.
9:55.
I really want to see that for you.
I think that'll be a lot quicker.
I had a